Hi everybody, Harris here with iDownload Blog, and in this video we're taking a look at the brand new AirPods 3rd generation. These are not the AirPod Pros, but they're also not the older AirPod 2s. It has several features that the AirPod Pros do not have, but then also lacks a few features of the AirPods Pro or the AirPods Max. We're going to go ahead and take a look at them today, how to use them, what's in the box, and some tips and tricks for getting the most out of these new medium-priced AirPod headphones. So when taking a look at the case themselves, we can see that it's somewhat of a hybrid between the previous AirPods and the AirPods Pro. So on the right we have the AirPod Pros, which are a bit longer and shorter. On the left we have the first and second generation AirPods that are a bit taller but not as wide. And then you have the new AirPod 3s that have more of the shape of the AirPod Pros, yet not quite as wide. But they're still very pocketable and shouldn't be an issue for taking around. They work very similar to the past AirPods, where you put them in to charge, and then make sure you see this light blink to indicate that they are both charging, or really that at least one is charging, and green means good and red means bad. When you first get them, all you have to do is open them up and they should pair to your iPhone, just like previous devices. If you ever need to reset them, or if you want to pair them to a different device, such as an Android phone, or maybe even a Garmin watch, you can very easily do that by holding down the back button until it turns white, and that will put it into pairing mode, and you can pair it to another device, and you can still keep the connection with your other iPhone just by clicking on it in the settings later on. So if you want to pair to multiple devices, you could do that quite easily. Now, when taking a look at the earbuds themselves, they are a bit of a crossover between the AirPod Pros and the old AirPods. So one thing that we have now is the stem on the side, and this stem feels like it is a click when it's in your ear because it plays a click sound, but it doesn't actually move. And this here, pressing this once plays and pause, clicking it 2 times will skip forward, pressing it 3 times will skip backwards, and holding it will activate Siri. Of course, you can also set up the voice support, so you can say, hey, and I won't say it so I don't activate your Siri, but you can do hands-free Siri with these earbuds. Now, because these earbuds are all plastic rather than the AirPod Pros that have the ear tips, you may want to get a rubber tip to go around this if these don't fit well for you. I always did this with my previous AirPods. I would put little rubber wings around here so that when I'm running they stay in my ear, and there's tons of options on Amazon for those, and I'll leave some links down in the description. And of course, this case, just like all the other cases, does get scratched to pieces, so I would recommend putting some type of case or skin over it if you can. Otherwise it will get very ugly very quickly with all of the scratches. Now, if you have your AirPods connected just by putting them in your ear, you can go into your Bluetooth settings and click the little eye, and then you can customize them. You can change the name right there. You can also turn on connect to this phone automatically. So this means that if you put in your headphones and you start playing audio from your iPhone, it's going to automatically connect, and you can have this not turn on so that only when you previously had it connected to your iPhone will it do that. And you can optimize battery charging, which is probably a smart thing to do. And then you want to make sure that it is turned on for the Find My network, so if you ever lose these, it can help you find them. And we'll talk about that in just a second. Now, if you go down to your control center settings, you can see a few more options there. So one of those things is the hearing option right there in the blue, and one of them is announce notifications, and let's talk about those too. So first, announce notifications. When you get a text or some type of alert or a phone call, this will read it to you from your AirPods if you have that turned on, and it's this toggle down here. So if I turn this on, that means if I get a text, it will read me who sent it to me, and if the text is short enough, it'll also read the text, and then I can respond automatically to Siri. If you hold this down, you can choose to turn it off for the day if you want to do that, or turn it on or mute it for an hour. Now, if you go to this hearing mode, you actually get a couple of cool options. So one of them is background sounds. And if you click background sounds, this gives you the ability to play some white noise in the background, and you can choose between bright noise, dark noise, ocean, and more. So that's really nice if you want to use these for studying or sleeping and you just want some background noise. You can also see the headphone level, and this will tell you in decibels how loud your sound is. So it can tell you if it gets too loud and gets dangerous, then it can tell you to turn it down. Now, there's also live listen, which is pretty interesting. It basically turns your iPhone into a microphone. So if you wanted to use this something like a baby monitor, you could leave this in a room where the baby's sleeping, and you could hear from your AirPods everything that's coming through here. And you could also, I guess, just spy on people. But that's a couple cool options that you get from that setting. Now, one cool feature of these AirPods is the spatial audio. So if you go back into your control center and you hold down the volume toggle, they're going to get options for spatial audio. And you can choose between turning it off or turning on for fixed or head tracked. If you have it on for head tracked, this will mean that as you move your head around, the audio will go left to right on your earbuds depending on your relative position to your phone. So it makes it sound like the audio is coming from your device and not from the earbuds. It almost makes it sound like it's coming from the speaker, but you still get the quality and the intimacy of headphones. So that's a really interesting option right there. And then fixed will mean that it'll have the spatial audio. It'll give you this kind of 3D effect, but without the head movement. And you can turn it off altogether if you just want to listen to your audio normally. I like to have this off sometimes just for my music, but if I'm listening to a show or something, I generally like to have these turned on. Now, if you go into the Find My app, this is where you can get a really cool feature out of these earbuds. These earbuds are now on the Find My network, which means it can locate them no matter if they are with you or not. As long as there's somebody else near you who has an iPhone or an iOS device that is on iOS 15, this will be able to use that network to locate your AirPods and hopefully help you find them. So you can click Find, and then it should, after it finds them, if you're close enough, it'll be able to direct you via Bluetooth right to them, give or take, a couple feet probably, because they are small objects. But this should really help you in case you do lose your AirPods. Unlike before, where you had to rely on your AirPods being within range, now these can help you find them anywhere on the iCloud network, even if they are not connected to your phone. So that's a really great peace of mind there. Now you can check the battery in a few places. One of them would be the battery widget. So if you hold down on your home screen, the plus button, you can add a battery widget, whichever widget you want, and you just tap and hold, and then you can drag it to your home screen just like that. And you can see your battery percent. You can also see battery percent by going up to the top corner and clicking the AirPlay button, and it will tell you your battery percentage. So you can see I just have my left AirPod connected here, and it's at 96%. Now, share audio is a really nifty feature. If, say, you're watching a movie and you want to share the audio from the movie with somebody who's sitting next to you in a car, or whatever the circumstance may be, you can click Share Audio, and then someone else can bring their AirPods or their supported Beats near you, and you can connect to theirs as well. So you can send your audio to two different pairs of earbuds, one yours and one somebody else's. Additionally, if you want to use AirPlay 2, you can connect to multiple pairs of your own earbuds or speakers. And finally, these earbuds do support MagSafe. So if you have a MagSafe charger, whether from Apple or a third party like Spigen or RavPower or a bunch of other brands, you can charge these both wirelessly, of course, but also magnetically through MagSafe. So it'll magnetically attach to the back of it. And depending on how strong the charger is or the magnet is, it'll also auto align and hold it pretty secure. So this is using the same technology as your iPhone that auto clicks to the back of your phone. You can also charge your AirPods with that. And this means not only can you use all your new chargers for your iPhone 12 or 13 with MagSafe, but if you have accessories such as a car mount or a desk mount that have it mounted up, you can put these on there as well and have a nice mounted up charging experience. So those are my tips and tricks for the AirPods. They include live listen and white noise, MagSafe, spatial audio, and more. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll leave links down below to any products I mentioned, but thank you for watching.